how's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be doing a box showcase on my account on Naruto Blazing, my main account on Global. Now, this is something a lot of people have done in the past. Rakage's even done it recently, and I thought it was an amazing idea. I've always wanted to do this, but I felt like the longer that I wait, the better. I always wanted to wait till I maybe like quit the game or something before I did something like this. And don't worry, I'm not quitting the game. I'm just saying I wanted to wait as long as I could because the game's ever changing. So of course my box is going to get more and more, but I wanted to go ahead and do this now because I feel like right now is like a perfect time. Actually, there's not much to do on Blazing, and it's just cool. Right before an update period, we can go ahead and sit down. You guys can see what your boy Joebito has, and I like this because I feel like one thing that I've always personally liked about YouTubers is, yeah, I like watching them play a game. For like example, I would watch them play Call of Duty or something, but I like seeing like the little things. Like I like seeing how much progress they have on their account just in general, the things that you usually don't see behind the scenes. I like that stuff personally, and I feel like it lets you get to know me personally better as a YouTube content creator on this game. So with that said, I want to go ahead and show you guys my box, and yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. I've been playing Blazing, I've said this before, since 2017. Back when I was in school back then, my friends would always tell me, hey, you need to jump on this game, it's really cool. And I was like, all right, it's cool, but I wasn't really crazy into it, you know. I was like, it's okay, but I'm all right. I don't really play that many mobile games back then, so I was like, okay. But in 2018, at the beginning of 2018, like at the end of January, so almost 2 years now it has been, yes, I really got into Blazing hard. I loved it so much, and I've been playing it ever since then. There hasn't been a single week that's gone by for sure that I haven't played it since then, and that's telling because my login is like 500, 600 something, so that makes sense over a 2-year time period. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and look at my box. Now I do also want to specify first is that this is a free-to-play account. I've always been free to play except for certain times. I have been pay to play on a handful of banners, and that was like a year ago, I believe. It was when I first started making Blazing content on my channel at the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019. I did go in on the New Year's banners and the Final Valley banner they had at the time. I spent money on those, but I don't really count that as pay to play because it was a celebration time, you know, it was near Christmas. So obviously a lot of people, or even normal free to play people, spend money every now and then. So take that into account, but for the most part my account is completely free to play except for like those handful of times, which was literally within like a week span, so it's not that crazy. So first, let's go ahead and look at my encyclopedia so you guys can just get a general idea of what I have and what I don't have. Now, my encyclopedia isn't that filled up, to be honest. I need to go back and get all these, to be honest. But once you get to this part, as you can see, yeah, I do have this. We'll look at my box more clearly in a second, but I just want you guys to see what I do or don't have. So a lot of these early ones I don't have because I didn't start playing Blazing seriously until after the first anniversary, of course, because that was after the first anniversary. And we'll get into that more, but yeah, as you can see, I do have quite a bit of these units. I've gone back and I've gotten them, a lot of them more recently than ever. I still don't have Hashirama Senju, which is a little unfortunate. Blazing Bash Naruto I finally have. I don't have CM2 Sasuke. Joebito, I remember when I got him, I was so happy. I do have a lot of these units now. Like I didn't say this, but the other day I actually pulled Blazing Bash Neji from the daily single. I think it was just the 14th a day one. So I actually pulled him from it, but I didn't think it was worth talking about because Hinata's better. But yeah, I got Neji, so that's cool. I have the Christmas units. Now, if you guys watched me back during the 3rd anniversary ticket summons, I was fortunate enough to pull both Christmas units. And I know Shiny is gonna hate me for that one because he still needs the Sasuke, I believe. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to get that. But as far as that, I still don't have Blazing Bash Hashirama, Blazing Bash Sakura. I always have one half of the Blazing Bash. I don't know why. You can see that trend throughout my box. I have Ino. I do not have Itachi, but I do have Shisui, so it's like weird, you know what I'm saying? Madara, Kaguya. So at this point, this is where I was already playing. I jumped in about right here where it was with Zabuza and Haku. I jumped in to the game right around that time when Zabuza and Haku's banner had just dropped, and so all this stuff going onwards, as you can see, that I have a lot of these units because that's when I started playing Blazing heavily. There's still a couple of units I don't have, of course. Blazing Bash 2 as well. This Naruto, he's just been eluding me forever. Datara, I don't have him. Oh, I forgot about Kabuto. Yeah, he was underwhelming. But yeah, I have a lot of this stuff, to be honest. So for a free-to-play account, that's not too bad in my opinion. It could be worse. I do have all of the anniversary units and all of the New Year's units except for this Itachi. So that's not that bad. Let's go ahead and look at my box now. We're gonna do it in order of date so you guys can see everything that it is I've gotten, because yeah, to me that's the coolest way to do it. So I've said this multiple times, my first 6-star I ever got was Two Sons Naruto, KCM1 Naruto. I mean, you could say Sasuke, but Naruto is obviously the best one there for a 6-star to get. So that unit really means a lot to me. When I first got him, I was in love with his artwork, and my friend at the time, he had showed me his box, so I knew what to expect, and there were certain units that I wanted, and this was definitely one of the ones I wanted because I thought it was so cool at the time that KCM Naruto was in the game and that I wanted him. His artwork to this day still looks amazing to me. If they went back and made it moving and edited it a little bit, I wouldn't mind that at all. But yeah, that was my first 6-star. I did end up getting him ultimate eventually, which was really good. And then moving onward, as you can see, I was doing raids at the time. That was back when I was also grinding impacts every single time. Pain, I remember, was such a struggle for me. I would go on multiplayer missions and sit down and have to do the Pain mission. I did end up not getting him 99 luck, but yeah, I could always go back now and smack him around. My first ultimate character was the Sakura, which I feel like a lot of us can agree on because they gave that Sakura out as a free ultimate character. That way I could actually get in on raids. I remember back then I would always get kicked up until I started having my Sakura at an 80 luck. So she was my first ultimate, but my first 99 luck ult. And I remember sitting down and grinding the mission so many times every day. Kushimaru Kurarare. That was my first 99 luck ultimate character in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Blazing. And at the time, I was just still getting started, and that raid was difficult for me. It was, and I grinded it so much. It took me like a week, and I finally got him 99 luck ultimate. He's a terrible unit now, obviously, but back then I was just happy to have a 99 luck ult. So he was the one that I took for a 99 luck lead most of the time. Obviously, I have Sage Mode Naruto Ultimate now, but I was really happy to get Sage Mode Naruto back then. I actually got him from just like a regular banner. It wasn't even one featuring him or anything, which is cool. Hinata, you know I gotta have Hinata ult. I did get Rock Lee. So this is what I was saying. I jumped into Blazing when the Zabuza and Haku banner was out, so I didn't know any better. I was like, oh, okay, so Blazing Bash? Okay, I'll jump into it, why not? And so I didn't get Haku, I got Zabuza, and I never pulled another one of Zabuza, but I did pull Zabuza, and at the same time, I was fortunate enough to get my boy Rock Lee from that banner as well, which I never even max limit broken, of course. But yeah, I did pull Rock Lee from that. I ended up getting dupes later on, but that was the first banner that I jumped into, was that Blazing Bash banner itself. Moving on up, man, that was also around the time, because it was 2 years ago, that the Valentine banner came out, and my friend kept telling me, hey, save your pros, some waifus are coming out. I was like, okay, I guess I'll just say. It's embarrassing to think now, but I was like, all right. And I was so fortunate. I remember to this day so vividly, almost 2 years ago now, I summoned on that banner. I was so fortunate. The waifus loved me. I pulled like 3 of Ino. I almost have her maxed out. I pulled like 3 of Ino on that banner. I pulled Kushina as well. I got like 2 of Kushina. I got Konan as well, which was the best one at the time. I only had 1 of her back then, but I've gotten more now. So I had like 1 Konan. I even pulled Reen. So I got so lucky. I pulled every Valentine Day unit there was on that banner, which was crazy. And obviously last year I went in on it, so I do have more dupes. But Madara, this was the first impact that I was really in love with though. I got him 99 like ultimate. This impact used to kick the crap out of me. I would literally stay playing multiplayer with people over and over again, and they would always kick me because I didn't have Sage Mode, or Sage of 6 Pass Naruto rather, or One Tail Naruto. And I would always sit there and try to get this man, and I finally got him 99 like ult. Nowadays that raid is a piece of cake for me. Moving on up, I did get Kakashi, with obviously a great unit. You gotta have Kakashi, he's a great unit. Yeah, at that time, like I said, I was always playing the emergency missions, so you'll see units that are 99 luck. For some reason at that time, I wanted to get the 7 Ninja Swordsman of the Mist ultimate, so that's why I have Jinpachi there. I'd already had Kushimaru, so I had him. Deidara, I have him ult. I have Zabuza ult. So Konan, I actually have ult now, but that's because I pulled so many of her. But yeah, man, this was back when I literally just grinded any mission. It didn't matter to me. Now, Joebito was the first unit I was actually really hyped to get, and I was actually very fortunate. I've gotten so many of this Joebito. He's almost 99 luck ult. So yeah, I love this Obito. I even said this in my video yesterday for his birthday in that banner. I love this Obito. He's still really good. He's just outdated. So I love that Obito. I was so happy when I'd finally pulled him. He was such a good unit. That was also around the time they started introducing that RPG thing. Now, when it came to this Madara, I remember that banner. When that dropped, I was so hyped for it. I was so hyped, and I still have the screenshot somewhere, but I was actually so fortunate to pull this Madara. When I got this Madara, I pulled 2 of him in my first multi, and my friend actually lost it. I pulled 2 in one multi, and nowadays I have him maxed out. But this Madara, when it dropped, I was so hyped. I pulled him on the first multi. Back then, my luck was popping, man. I wish I would have made videos back then, because my luck was literally insane. Then the first thing I did with that night guy was, with that Madara, was grind the night guy mission. So I had this night guy, and I have him max duped. I always had luck with that night guy. I grinded this mission when it first came out. I grinded it. I didn't even do the SS rank. I did the S rank. I still have not completed the SS rank for this mission. I grinded the S rank so much just to have a really solid 99 luck lead like night guy, and that was my first test. And once I had that Madara, I could see that I was actually doing better on blazing. Then they dropped these Shinden units. I went in on Naruto. I didn't actually pull him. I pulled Naruto way later on, but hey, that was still a thing. Obito, this impact is still one of my favorite ones ever. I grinded it. They made it easier over time, but I finally grinded this man, got him 99 luck, and that was really good. And then at that time, I'd still not had Sage's 6 past Naruto. And I remember when Kaguya's banner dropped, it was the same thing as Madara. I was so hyped. I went in on her. I pulled her, and it was amazing. Nowadays, I have her maxed out. And yeah, she was pretty good. But also on that banner, one thing that I had pulled, I remember I pulled an extra Joebito dupe, and I also went ahead and pulled my boy Sage's 6 past Naruto finally. I think there was an old Reddit post. I'm probably not gonna be able to find it now. I remember when I pulled this, I was so happy. I pulled Kaguya, I had Joebito, I had Sage's 6 past Naruto. It was a good banner for me. It really was. And that was really the start of me doing well on blazing, I feel like seriously. After that, we had the Edo Jinchuriki, which I pulled them. They were good units at the time. It took me a long time to get the one tail, but I'd finally gotten him as well. Moving up, there's nothing really crazy here. Actually, we're already at the point now where this was like about last year. Yeah, because you could tell because of the Kakashi. So I think I ended up pulling Kakashi, or not pulling Kakashi, doing Kakashi. That was like, what, in 2018? Yeah, if I remember right. So we're already moving up closer here. It took me that long just to get me a Rinnegan Sasuke. It took me so long to get a Rinnegan Sasuke. And then that was around the time they dropped the first Hagoromo. Then we have the 2nd anniversary. This is when the 2nd anniversary dropped. I did not get the Final Valley units at all. I was so sad. I did not get them at all, and it was tragic. I finally did pull Shisui there, but that was okay because that's also when I first bought like pearls. You could tell because I have this Minato right here. I had bought pearls afterwards to go in on the New Year's banner and anything coming up. And yeah, that's when I had bought pearls. I got my boy Obito finally right there. And yeah, that's pretty much anything right there. But this was around the time of New Year's. I really didn't pull that much. It took me so long too. I'd finally pulled around the 2nd anniversary. I finally pulled my favorite unit in the game, which is KCM Minato. I have him almost 99 luck nowadays, but he's still pretty good. So I have him right there at a 90 luck, and he's my favorite unit in the game. Moving on up, I had finally gotten the sexy Naruto as well, so I'll put him right there. And this was around the time that they finally dropped a Final Valley banner. Right before New Year's, they dropped a Final Valley banner where they wanted us to go ahead and have a chance at the Final Valley units, and that was the first banner I had ever spent money on, I believe. And I pulled Final Valley Naruto. That video is my oldest video on blazing on my channel. If you guys want to go check that out, I pulled so many of Naruto on that banner, and that was amazing. And then I was also keeping it going. New Year's dropped, I pulled Madara, and it was a similar blazing video. I pulled so many of Madara. So those are like the only 2 banners that I really spent money on. And nowadays, this Madara is still really good, but I've pulled him so much more since then. Then we move on to 2019, and that's also when I started pulling like more Valentine's Day units. I'm not going to go in this year for Valentine's, I don't believe, but I really wanted Hinata. I pulled so many of Sakura-chan, but hey, I can't be that disappointed, I suppose. And so yeah, that was New Year's was really like a good time for me. I'd pulled so many good units around that time, and even now I have Final Valley Sasuke. I remember Final Valley Sasuke, I pulled him, and that was on that banner that they brought back which was like at the beginning of last year. They brought back like a Final Valley step up banner again. They brought back so many Final Valley banners, and I pulled Sasuke finally, so that was really good. And then April Fool's Mecha Naruto, which was alright. Moving up till the Golden Week, all I ended up getting back then was KCM Naruto. I did summon on Blazing Bash banners, and I did get Sakura and Hinata right there. Then they did that thing where they gave us 500 pearls, and I was fortunate enough to pull Shisui and Tendo Pain. I pulled so many of Tendo Pain on that banner, so that was a really good banner. And to this day, I can't believe they gave us 500 on accident. That was funny to me. Then I went ahead and I summoned on the Gaara banner because I really wanted Gaara. A little bit later on, I believe, is when we had the Sasuke birthday banner. Yeah, and I pulled EMS Sasuke on the birthday banner. I went in a lot for that banner actually, so that was a little bit yeah. And then I ended up pulling another Madara and all that stuff. This was around the 3rd year anniversary when they were giving us free multis and all that, and I pulled another Madara. That's the time, like I said, I got Sasuke and Itachi. I pulled Obito because I went in on Obito's banner. That was the first thing I did for the 3rd year anniversary. And then from the shops, I also got Shikamaru and or Sasori there. And then I finally went in for Kakashi, and I was actually fortunate enough to get Kakashi. And alongside his banner, I finally got Hashirama. Both of those were completely free to play banners as well. Like I said, I saved up pearls. After like the beginning of 2019, I stopped spending money on Blazing. It was just that short time period that I did spend money on banners. Everything else completely free to play, and all the dupes and everything like that. Then 3rd year anniversary Blazing Bash was amazing for me. As far as Sasuke, I pulled Sasuke twice. I got Hinata, I got Madara, I got Gaara, I got Sasori, I got like so many good Blazing Bash units. Now some of those were from free multis as well, like Kakashi, but that was a really good banner for me. I got so many good Blazing Bash units. And then Obito as well, One Tail, 5 Kage units. I have every single 5 Kage unit except for Itachi and Tsunade. So yeah, those are the only 5 Kage units I don't have. Then I summoned on the Samurai banner not too long ago. I was able to get all the Samurai units except for Sasuke now. Blazing Bash Minato I got from the free multis. Obito I got from the free multis as well. And now we're moving up to present time almost. I did the Blazing Fest Hinata, 5 Kage Hinata right there. Kaguya for Blazing Bash, Hashirama 5 Kage. Then I summoned on the New Year's banner, and that's where we're at now. I pretty much pulled everything except for Itachi on that New Year's, and I even have Night Guy, which was around the New Year's time as well now. So yeah, that's pretty much like the traveling through my box. This is all the units I pulled. Like I said, every single 5 Kage unit except for Tsunade and Itachi. It's been a really long ride, and I feel like I've done pretty good. I feel like I've done a pretty good job. And through most of this too, this was before I played PvP. I didn't even mention that. For the longest time, I feel like I struggled as a free-to-play player because I didn't play the game right. Getting pearls in this game is extremely easy, which is why I literally wouldn't spend money on this game unless I just like absolutely was hyped for something. Like I wouldn't do it nowadays because there's no point. I know how to get pearls, and as long as I'm patient, you can get a lot of pearls in this game. And back then I didn't play PvP. I didn't start playing PvP until the qualifying league for the Ultimate Ninja Showdown. So that was literally when Sage Mode Naruto dropped. So for most of my box, I literally just got pearls from free to play PvE. So yeah, I think now that I play PvP, I get like so many more pearls. That's why my box has increased, and it's definitely helped me out. But yeah, that's my box. Hopefully you guys found this interesting. I mean, I feel like for like 2 years playing the game solid, I've done a good job, and it is all about luck at the end of the day as well. So I have been lucky on a lot of banners, and I'm definitely grateful for that. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.